It's funny how, like, in really tough conversations, those situations where you need to be firm, maybe even critical,
Yeah.
sometimes the best tool isn't the hammer. It's actually something much softer.
Recognition. You mean recognition.
Exactly. It feels like a paradox, right?
Hmm. Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
We've got some fascinating sources today, all pointing towards, well, the power of the sincere compliment.
Mm.
And our mission really is to take this idea out of just, being polite
Right.
and look at it as a serious psychological tool,
Mm.
a strategic one even.
Yeah, we're not just talking social graces here. This is about the actual art, maybe the science, behind a genuine compliment.
How it can really shift things.
Totally. How it changes difficult relationships, makes tough feedback land properly, and can even decide how negotiations turn out.
We're going to unpack why that recognition, that simple act of seeing someone's value, acts like a kind of anesthetic.
Anesthetic. Interesting.
Yeah, it makes it possible for someone to take in difficult news, maybe some criticism, without feeling attacked or, resentful.
So the big question we're tackling is, why does giving someone a well-timed, sincere compliment, sort of, unlock their willingness to listen, to change?
Well, it gets right to the heart of something incredibly basic, a really deep human craving,
Which is
the need to feel valued, truly seen and valued.
right. Because I think most of us just think of compliments as fluff, just pleasantries, small talk.
Mm-hmm. Pleasantries.
But these sources suggest it's way more fundamental. It's not just about a quick feel-good moment.
No, it's deeper. It's about confirming someone's worth, their identity almost.
That really hits it, I think.
Yeah.
That universal need isn't just for, like, money or status.
No.
It's about being seen, respected, acknowledged as having value.
And a sincere compliment does exactly that, instantly. It meets that fundamental need.
And when that happens, everything shifts, doesn't it? The receptiveness just skyrockets.
It does.
Once you've genuinely affirmed someone, it's like their defenses.
Yeah.
They just lower.
Yeah, the shields come down.
They stop bracing for an attack and start actually listening, looking for connection instead.
It's the mechanism, really. If you establish their value first.
Before the but.
Exactly, before the but. Then the criticism isn't taken as, like, a total judgment on them as a person. You've separated the action from the individual.
It makes sense for everyday stuff, but does this idea really hold up under pressure? Like in really high-stakes situations, leadership, crises?
Oh, absolutely. The source material gives us some powerful examples. History is full of leaders who just got this, instinctively.
Okay, give me one.
Let's start with President Calvin Coolidge. Silent Cal.
Ah, okay. Not exactly known for his warmth, which makes this even better.
Right. So the story goes, he needed to correct his secretary about some punctuation mistakes.
Okay. Seems simple enough, but easy to cause offense if you're clumsy about it.
Exactly. He could have just been blunt, your commas are wrong. Fix it.
And she probably would felt small, maybe a bit resentful, put out.
Probably.
Yeah.
But Coolidge did something different. He waited till she was there, looked at her, and gave a genuine compliment. Not about the work.
Oh.
About what, then?
About her. He said something like, "Your dress is attractive. You are truly a charming young woman." Something personal, affirming her presence.
Wow. Okay, complimenting her appearance and charm before talking about punctuation, that feels unexpected. Why not praise her typing speed or something work-related?
Well, maybe because a compliment about a core personal quality, something about her, feels more fundamental. Harder to brush off as just, flattery about the task.
Interesting point.
And it was only after that affirmation, that sincere recognition, that he gently brought up the punctuation issue.
So the positive validation of her made the negative feedback about the work easier to hear.
Yes, it wasn't an attack on her, it was feedback on a task, because he had already established her value.
Okay.
That makes sense. Now let's ramp up the stakes, way up. Think Abraham Lincoln.
During the Civil War, a really, really low point. We're not talking commas now. We're talking about the survival of the country.
Right. And he had issues with General Hooker, didn't he? Joseph Hooker, commander of the Army of the Potomac.
Huge issues. Hooker had made big mistakes, was apparently quite arrogant, maybe overconfident. Lincoln needed him, but also needed to give him a very direct warning.
A warning that could easily humiliate him or make him dig in his heels.
Absolutely. The risk was massive. Lincoln couldn't afford for Hooker to get defensive, or worse, just quit.
So what did he do? How did he handle it?
His letter to Hooker is just a masterclass. It's direct, no question, a clear warning, but it's skillfully woven with genuine praise.
What kind of praise? Just general stuff, like, you're a good general, but...
No, much more specific.
Yeah.
He acknowledged Hooker's known strengths, even the ones causing problems. He mentioned his skill and nerve, his confidence, calling confidence a valuable quality.
Wait, he praised the confidence that was part of the problem?
Yes, because it was also a strength. He validated the general's core qualities, his courage, his drive.
So he was saying, I see your strengths, the very things that make you who you are.
And those same strengths, if not managed, are leading to these issues. It validated the person while addressing the behavior.
That's subtle, by praising those inherent qualities first.
The Vietnamese sources might use a term like femchat, the essential qualities of the person.
Okay.
By affirming those, Lincoln made sure the warning felt like guidance, not condemnation. He built Hooker up before pointing out the flaws. It was strong, necessary, but also deeply humane.
That's powerful. And the lesson is pretty clear, isn't it? If it works for presidents and generals in wartime...
It works in the office, it works with clients, it works in our daily lives. The fundamental principles are the same.
Okay, so let's bring it right into the modern workplace. How does this apply to, say, business negotiations or managing a team?
Well, human nature doesn't change much when you walk into an office building. We have a great example involving a businessman, W.P. Gao.
Yeah.
He was apparently in a really tense situation, a difficult negotiation, maybe supply chain issues. The sources mention urgent deliveries. The atmosphere was described as really fraught.
Ready to blow up.
Pretty much. Gao needed his counterpart to really step up, perform under pressure. But just demanding it? That would likely backfire.
Create resistance.
Exactly. So his strategy was, first, diffuse the tension. And he did it by appealing to the partner's pride, their sense of competence, before getting into the urgent demands.
How did he phrase that? What does that actually sound like?
Instead of, your delivery is late, fix it, it was probably more like, look, the reason I'm bringing this tough situation to you is because I know you're the one person who can handle this kind of challenge. Your reputation for getting things done is why I'm here.
Ah, so you frame them as the capable hero before you even present the difficult task.
Right. It's like preemptive reinforcement of their competence.
And then they feel motivated to live up to that positive image you just painted.
Precisely. And you see the same logic applied in talent retention. Think about giving negative feedback to a star employee.
Oh yeah, that's tricky. You need to correct them, but you absolutely cannot afford to lose them or crush their motivation.
Right. So we have this example of a credit manager dealing with a really valuable employee. The manager knew feedback was needed, but retention was paramount.
So what was the technique?
Making sure to specifically praise the employee's value first. Naming concrete contributions, recognizing effort, highlighting specific skills. Sincere compliments delivered at the right moment.
Just before the constructive criticism.
Often, yes. That sequencing cushioned the blow. It ensured the feedback was heard as guidance within the context of overall appreciation, not just a negative review.
So pulling this together, it seems like the order matters immensely. Affirmation first changes the game from potential conflict to potential collaboration.
It really does. It seems to apply across the board: politics, business, personal relationships. But, this brings up a really important point we should probably address. Isn't this just manipulation? A fancy way to butter people up. How do we make sure this stays genuine and doesn't just become empty flattery?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And you're right, it's the critical distinction. Because the whole thing falls apart if the compliment isn't sincere.
It becomes transparent.
Totally. This isn't about tricking people with nice words. It's about genuinely finding the value in them first.
And that's the real work, isn't it? Flattery is easy. It's transactional. You say what you think they want to hear.
Right.
But sincerity, that requires you to actually look, to observe, to slow down and find something genuinely praiseworthy in the person, their effort, their intention, their character.
So the aim isn't manipulation, it's deeper observation, finding the truth in them and then speaking it.
Exactly. And the sources use this fantastic analogy to explain why this sequence, this approach, is so effective. They call it the dentist's anesthetic.
The dentist's anesthetic. I like that. Okay, break that down for me. How does that work?
Well, think about going to the dentist. You might need some work done, right? A filling, maybe something more. You know it's necessary.
But you're dreading the pain. Your natural instinct is to flinch.
Right. So what does the dentist do? They give you Novocaine, an anesthetic.
To numb the area before the potentially painful part.
Precisely. And a sincere compliment, or maybe a genuine word of thanks, or recognizing someone's effort, it acts just like that anesthetic. It prepares the person emotionally.
It numbs the sting of the criticism or the hard truth that needs to follow.
Exactly. It allows the person to receive the necessary pain, the feedback, the correction, without that bitterness, that deep resentment kicking in afterwards. The message gets through, but the emotional damage is minimized or avoided.
Because the recognition laid the groundwork, it separated the issue from their core worth.
It protected their sense of self-value.
So the big takeaway, the sort of operational rule from all these sources sounds pretty clear. Always. Make the effort. Find something sincere to praise before you critique. Look for the value before you point out the flaw.
You need to connect with their heart first, to open up their mind, to hear what needs to be said.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the bottom line for everyone listening? We've seen that a genuine, well-placed compliment isn't just nice, it's incredibly potent.
Yeah, it's maybe one of the most cost-effective tools for leadership, for connection that you have. It costs nothing but a moment of observation and sincerity.
But the returns can be huge.
Absolutely. Our deep dive today shows this seemingly small thing can, turn strangers into allies, conflict into understanding, even failure into a launching pad. It's what makes those difficult conversations actually work.
So here's a challenge for you listening. Try it. Start today. Don't wait for a big dramatic moment.
Just practice sincerity.
Find one genuine quality, one real point of value in someone around you. Maybe someone you interact with every day. Look for the effort or the intention or just a character strength, and then say it.
You might be surprised. It might feel like a small thing, but it could resonate deeply. Touch their heart, not just their ears.
And maybe even change the course of their day or yours.
Which leads to maybe a final thought to chew on. The real test here isn't just whether you give compliments, it's whether you've trained yourself to see the things worth complimenting in the first place. What kind of foundation of recognition are you building now for those tough, necessary conversations you know are coming down the line?